right, Trey.
That answers your question.
Yes, no, it absolutely did. And Trey, I want to bring you in because I know of your reputation as an entertainment lawyer. And the reality is, every actor's on a set, and potentially that set has guns because there are a lot of movies in which there are guns, be it prop guns or real guns. How do you think this is going to affect really the movie industry and actors?
Well, first of all, I don't know how it's going to affect the movie industry too much, because everybody on set has their own duty, their own obligation, their own job. And to require an actor to guarantee prop safety it's going beyond the pale. So I think this may require greater standards for getting insurance, to make a few more requirements and compliance steps. But in terms of how sets are going to operate, you're still going to have an armor, you're still going to have an actor whose job is to act. And I think this case is really putting things on a slippery slope. We're going to start asking questions. What if an actor is in a car and on set and injures somebody through a defect or some other defective equipment? Are we going to start charging different actors? So I think it's a very problematic situation, and it could be the beginning of a slippery slope.
So, Trey, were you surprised when you heard that there were charges for involuntary manslaughter against Alec Baldwin?
I was very surprised. You see, a movie set is a different world. If I'm on the street corner with somebody and he gives me a gun and says, hey, take a look at this, shoot this, don't worry, it's not loaded, and I shoot it and shoot somebody, I'm criminally responsible. On a movie set, it's very different. An actor has a job to act. Matter of fact, the union, the Screen Actors Guild, doesn't allow the actors to do anything else but act. An actor can't go and start decorating the set or do lighting. He has to act. And he certainly can't be responsible for ensuring the safety of different props, let alone a gun and other equipment. So I think that the fact that they're going to proceed against Mr. Baldwin, I don't think it's going to get very far. And I think what it's going to say in the industry is now actors, because of some negligent standard on set, are we going to start bringing them into the criminal world? And you got to remember, the prosecution is proceeding under negligence theory and or recklessness. And with negligence, there's a duty. The question is, did Alec Baldwin have a duty to check the gun? Is he a gun expert? Is he going to assume the responsibility of the armorer? No, it's his job to act and do what he's told. So I think it's going to be a tough case.
So the last piece I have to ask is, I think that when you hear the possible sentence is up to 18 months in prison and up to a $5,000 fine, unless there's a mandatory enhancement for the gun, if there's even a finding of guilty, presumption of innocence, I'm not saying that's going to happen, Trey, but worst case scenario, if that did, I just feel like someone who doesn't have any criminal history, who people know who is, they're familiar with his work, that I can't imagine that a sentence would follow, that he would actually serve any jail time again if there was any finding of guilty. What are your thoughts on that, Trey?
I would totally agree. I think it'll probably plea out, most likely. If not, given the fact that Mr. Baldwin was certainly very shaken up about it. Obviously, he had no idea there was a bullet in there, and this is not intentional in any way. That's going to definitely play into this. And even if it did go to a jury and they found him guilty, ultimately sentencing, I wouldn't see jail time on this. It just doesn't rise to that level of sentencing.